Hello, today I will be reading Chapter 2 of Where the Mountain Meets the Moon by Grace Lynn. If you haven't seen the other chapters that I read, click on my channel icon and you should see the rest of the chapters that I've read so far. Let's jump right into it. Chapter 2. Every morning before the sun rose, Mei Ling, her mother, and her father began work in the fields. It was planting season, which was especially grueling. The mud stuck to their feet like glue, and each seedling had to be painstakingly planted by hand. When the hot sun burned overhead, Miling's knees shook from weariness. She hated the feeling of thick, soggy mud on her hands and face, and many times she wanted to stop in irritation and exhaustion. But seeing her parents patiently working, backs bent, made her swallow her complaints and continue. As soon as the sun began to set, Mei Ling's parents sent her home to make dinner and to rest while they continued to work in the thick mud. They would not come home until the sun had completely disappeared from the sky. At home, Mei Ling washed her face and hands and feet. Even though all of the water in the basin turned brown, she still felt like she was covered in mud. Her arms and legs were so tired that she felt like an old crab crawling on rocks. As she looked at herself reflected in the dark water, she saw Ma's frown on her face. "Ma's right," Mei Ling thought. "What a poor fortune we have. Every day, Ba and Ma work, and we still have nothing. I wish I could change our fortune." At that very moment, Mei Ling heard a faint murmuring sound that she had never heard before, like a song chanted from the clouds. Curious, she opened the door to see what the noise was. And there, on the road in front of her house, she saw a small stranger calling out quietly. "Goldfish," he was saying softly, as if he were coaxing his fish to swim. "Bring the fortune into your home." Mei Ling and the villagers stared as he wheeled his cart. Even though the village was by a river, it had been many years since anyone had seen a glimpse of a goldfish. The fish in the Jade River were brown and gray, like the village. The goldfish man's cart was full of bowls of flashing fish that glittered like jewels. His gentle calling drew Mei Ling to him like a moth to a lit lantern. "How does a goldfish bring fortune into your home?" Mei Ling asked. The goldfish man looked at her. The sun setting behind him made him glow bright red and yellow. "Don't you know?" he asked her. "Goldfish means plenty of gold. Having a bowl of goldfish means your house will be full of gold and jade." As Mei Ling stared into his bowls with her shining black eyes, a brilliant orange goldfish stared back at her with its shining black eyes. And then, quickly, so quickly that Mei Ling barely thought about it, she turned into the house and grabbed the 2 copper coins from the white rabbit rice bowl. "I'll buy that one," Mei Ling said, and she pointed at the fiery orange fish with the black eyes and fin that had caught her eye. Here's the picture on the next page. The other village children looked at her enviously while the watching adults shook their heads. "Mei Ling," one neighbor said, "don't believe his impossible talk. A goldfish won't bring fortune. Save your money." But Mei Ling was not discouraged, and she held out her copper coins to the goldfish man. He looked at her and smiled. Then he took 1 coin, picked up the fishbowl, and gave it to her. "May it bring you great fortune," he said. And with a small bow to the villagers, he wheeled out of the village. In moments, he disappeared from view into the shadow of Fruitless Mountain. And if it wasn't for the goldfish Mei Ling had in her hands, all would have thought he was a dream. I wanted to do a chapter review real quick. So let's go ahead and start that. So in the beginning, she is sad because her parents work day in and day out, just working on the farm again and again and again. And she's so sad that they don't have much fortune, even though they work so hard. But when she goes to make rice when her parents are still working in the field, she sees this man who's selling goldfish, and he claims that the goldfish will bring her family gold and fortune. He says that this will make them rich and happy. And so Mei Ling spends half of her only money, which is 2 copper coins. So now she only has 1 copper coin. She spends half of it on the goldfish. And that is all we know from chapter 2. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow I will be posting chapter 3. To get to the other chapters, just click my channel icon down below, and hopefully I will have all the videos posted by the time you watch this. Bye.